Hi, boys and girls. Well, today we're off to see the biggest country in the world. We're going to start off here at home in the United States, so make sure you've packed your suitcase. Don't forget a spare pair of PJs, clean pair of underwear, and probably a toothbrush, because we don't want any bad breath. So let's get on our plane, and we're going to start off from home here in the United States. And then we're going to fly across the Atlantic Ocean, fly across the continent of Africa, and then fly up into the continent of Asia. And then we're going to land right here in a country called Russia. Russia is the biggest country in the world. It covers 2 continents. It has part of the country in the continent of Europe, and part of the country is in the continent of Asia. So Russia is right here. Russia. And so let's learn some interesting stuff while we're here about Russia. So, we're going to get our story. Russia's ABCs. And on here, the front cover, I can see some famous Russian nesting dolls. Those originated in Russia. And on the back, we have a Fabergé egg that also originated in Russia. They decorate eggs with beautiful jewels, but we're going to learn about that inside our book. So, Russia's ABCs, a book about the people and places of Russia. And it's written by Anne Berg, and it's illustrated by Jeff Yesh. And I see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it starts with the largest and goes all the way down to the smallest. And if I was to open this doll, I could put that one in. Then open this doll, put that one in. Open this doll, put that one in. Open this doll, put that one in. And you would just see the one big one. All right. Привет. That means hi in Russian. And here's the map of Russia. And we can see how much of the world it takes up, since it is the largest country in the world, covering parts of 2 continents. A is for alphabet. People in Russia don't use the same letters we do in English. They use a Shuriklik alphabet, which has 33 letters. Some Russian letters, such as H and B, look like the English letters, but they don't sound the same. And if you look at that sign there in Russian, I cannot read that sign because I do not know how to read nor speak Russian. B is for ballet. Russia is home to 2 most famous ballet companies in the world, the Bolshoi Ballet and the Kiev Ballet. These 2 companies train children to become world-famous dancers. Do you think you would like to become a ballet person, a ballerina, person who does ballet? It's very athletic and sporty. C is for Tsar. Hold the phone. C, I thought C made the k sound, but here, followed by the Z, it makes the Z sound. C is for Tsar. Russia was once ruled by Tsars. A Tsar is like a king. In the early 1900s, people were becoming unhappy with the way the Tsars had been ruling Russia. The Tsars lived with incredible riches, while many others were very poor. And here is one of the last Tsars, Nicholas II. D is for doll. Many visitors to Russia return home with beautiful hand-painted dolls. The hollow wooden dolls come stacked inside one another. As each doll is opened, a smaller one can be found inside. And we have Matryoshkas is their Russian name. So I think those ones look the same as the ones on the cover. They match. E. E is for Europe. Russia's European part is smaller than its Asian part, yet more than 3/4, that's 3/4, of Russian people live in Europe. F. F is for flag. I noticed something about this flag. It has, yep, you're right, the same colors as the flag of the United States of America. And it also has stripes. So it is different, yet it is also the same. The Russian flag was designed by Tsar Peter the Great in 1699. Wow! So that was a long time ago in the past when they created their three-striped flag with three colors. G. G is for Grandfather Frost. Grandfather Frost is a symbol of Russia's most important holiday. Take a look at Grandfather Frost. What do you think is Russia's most important holiday? New Year's. New Year's Day. Russian children believe Grandfather Frost brings them gifts on this day. Grandfather Frost looks a lot like Santa Claus. He drives a sleigh led by horses, and a snow maiden helps give him out the gifts. Wow! So he has a snow maid to help give out the gifts on New Year's Day. So you would have to wait, not December the 25th, but January the 1st. H is for hockey. Russians love to both play and watch ice hockey. Wow, we knew that Canada also has a great ice hockey team. So Russia has a lot of famous ice hockey players. I. I is for icon. Icons are portraits of saints painted on wood panels. Members of the Russian Orthodox religion use icons to help them pray. And there's candles again. Candles are very symbolic. J. J is for jeweled egg. Peter Carl Fabergé crafted jeweled eggs for Russia's czars. He painted the eggs with with real gold and decorated them with rubies, emeralds, and diamonds. Today's Fabergé's relatives still create these beautiful eggs. So I wonder if I will get a Fabergé egg one day. I think that would be very nice. I would treat it very gently. I would not want my egg to break. K. K is for the Kremlin. The Kremlin is a walled structure located in the heart of Moscow, Russia's capital city. Its name means fortress. Wow. And it looks like a fortress too. It looks like it is very well protected by the wall and the turrets that surround it. L. L is for Lake Baikal. Lake Baikal is the deepest lake in the world. It holds more water than all of the Great Lakes of North America combined. That is a huge lake. Holds a lot of fresh water. We would have to treat it very carefully so the water stays fresh and useful. M. M is for Moscow. Moscow is the capital and largest city of Russia. More than 8 million people live here. Wow, that's a lot of people living in one city. There are countries that have less people than just that one city. N. N is for Nerpa. Nerpas are seals that live only in Lake Baikal. They are the world's only seals that live in fresh water instead of the ocean. So that lake is so big that animals that would normally live or be acquainted with the ocean live in the lake. O. O is for Ovana and Ovich. Each Russian has 3 names: a first name, a middle name based on his or her father's name, and a last name. Hey, we usually have a first name, a middle name, and a last name, but our middle name is not usually related to our father. It could be related to anything. A girl's middle name ends with Ovana. A boy's middle name ends with Ovich. Russian children usually call their teachers by their first and middle names. So that means instead of calling me Mrs. Clapp, you would call me Joanne Leovana. P is for Piroshki. Piroshkis are small pastries stuffed with meat, vegetables, or cheese. They are often served with a beer soup called borscht. So you get to eat piroshki with soup. I usually eat bread with my soup. Mr. Clapp usually eats his soup with crackers. Q. Q is for queen. In chess, each game piece has a name, and the queen is the most important piece. The Russian people, probably more than any other, love to play chess. Chess is a very interesting game. There are a lot of different strategies you need to use in a game of chess to try and win the game. R. R is for ruble. Russia's unit of money is the ruble. Rubles come in coins and bills. This 10 rubles looks very different to the $10 that you would see here in the United States. So the money looks very different, but we both have money. S. S is for St. Basil's Cathedral. St. Basil's Cathedral was built in the mid-1500s for Tsar Ivan the Terrible. I wonder if he was a good person or a terrible person. It is located near the Kremlin in Moscow. The building's colorful walls and onion-shaped domes are famous symbols of Russia. Wow, that looks like a very interesting building. I wonder who designed it. That designer was very creative. An architect is what we call a person who designs building. Wonder if maybe you would be an architect and design a very interesting building. T. T is for taiga. A huge forested region, the taiga stretches across northern Russia. Temperatures here stay well below freezing for more than 6 months of the year. Because of the cold weather, only a few kinds of plants and animals can live here. So it's a very, very cold place. I don't know that I would want to live somewhere where it's cold for so long. U. U is for USSR. From 1922 until 1991, Russia was part of an even larger country. This country was called the USSR, or the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. And this is the flag it used to have. But now Russia is a country of its own, and we saw that it has its own 3-striped flag. V. V is for Vladivostok. Vladivostok is an important port city on Russia's eastern edge. It is also the last stop on the Trans-Siberian Railway. I like traveling by train, a form of transport. Would you like to travel by train? Have you already traveled by train? W. W is for White Nights. St. Petersburg is a city in northern Russia. During the last weeks of June, the sun stays out in St. Petersburg for almost all 24 hours of the day. This special time is called White Nights. So they call it white nights because the sun does not really set. And so it's day for 24 hours. Could you imagine being up at 2 o'clock in the morning and it still looked like the day? Very interesting. I wonder what sort of curtains I would need to keep the light out so that I could go to sleep. X. X is for exports. Russia produces large amounts of oil, natural gas, metal, and timber. The country exports these goods to other countries. Russia is the world's second largest exporter of oil. Wow, so we've talked about natural resources and how humans need a lot of those natural resources to produce energy to create things. Y. Y is for Yuri Gagarin. Yuri, a Russian man, was the first person to go to outer space. On April the 12th, 1961, he orbited the Earth in his spacecraft. Wow, so this was the first man to go up into space. He didn't go up all the way to the moon, but he went into outer space and orbited. That means went around the Earth. Z. Z is for time zones. A time zone is an area in which the same time is used. The whole Earth is divided into 24 time zones. That's because there's 24 hours in a day. Russia is so large, it spans 11 of them. Wow! So America has 4 different time zones, but Russia has 11. It really must be very big. So now we have some information about the country of Russia. And we learned that Grandfather Frost comes on New Year's Day. Well, one of the things that Russia has is a procession or a parade. And at the front of the procession or the parade, they carry a tinsel-covered wheel, which represents the star that guided the 3 wise men to the birth of the baby Jesus. So every procession is led by a tinsel-covered star, and the procession, the parade that follows behind them, they're all made of carolers, and they go around singing good joy and goodwill to all of their neighbors. So I made a tinsel-covered wheel that I like to carry around at Christmas time. It's very shiny, and it represents the star that guided the 3 wise men. And so when you go to a person's house with your tinsel-covered wheel and you sing songs of goodwill, once you've finished, to say thank you for singing those songs, the people would give you maple-covered donuts, or they might even give you some fish pie. I think I would like the maple-covered donuts, but I don't know so much about the fish pie. Would you eat some fish pie? I don't know.